Hey, it's Jared Sessions with Bikeman Performance. Today we're going to talk performance. What I got behind me is the 2022 Pro R. We're going to go over clutching, cams, tuning, exhaust, kind of in the order to build your machine, and the benefits and the performance gains from each step. Go take a look. The first thing you're going to notice on this clutch kit that we got here is the Cyclone clutch cover. Polaris has done a really good job with the ducting and getting air movement through this clutch. But with this Cyclone cover and our fan design with these fins angled at the belt, we're seeing belt temps drop up to 30 degrees. So it's a really, really good structural component to tie this whole clutch together, and also the added benefit of keeping that belt cool. This clutch and belt system has well over 1,000 miles. Belt shows no sign of wear, no signs of heat. So what we got here is the heart of this clutch kit. This is our double barrel sniper weight. We've got countless hours of development in this weight, revision after revision. We're probably on revision 5 or 6, and we got the weight dialed, and this combination works so well. I've got well over 1,000 miles of testing on these weights, as well as many others out there putting the things through the paces with awesome results. As you can see, here's our magnet adjustments, and these are below the center mass, so you can kind of shift that around to get the shift that you desire in the back shift. And then we have, adjustments that take these set screws, and you can kind of set the depth where you want to get the shift rate where you want. And the acceleration belt squeeze, we have an awesome baseline for this. Little to no adjustment will be needed once you order this kit. We've got a couple different spring options. It comes standard with the yellow spring. This one has a little bit softer engagement. This one here has a little softer finish. So we have some combinations and some other things to get you the result you want. There's no way that you're going to be left unsatisfied with this setup. And then once paired with the secondary stuff, we've got a couple different helix angles to go along with different performance levels, and also a secondary spring to get the shift rate we want out of the helix. So this whole clutch kit together really puts this power to the ground, whether you're running at stock or if you're up to 330 horsepower with the extreme airhead, clutching, tuning, and the rest of the works. Let's go to the back of the car and let's talk cams. So right here underneath this valve cover is a set of Bikeman developed cams with Brian Crower and Crower Racing. We're on revision 8 before we got these cams dialed, and boy oh boy do we have these things dialed. We got the perfect air intake and the perfect exhaust, all dyno tested on our 902S Superflow. These cams really open it up on the big end. Acceleration, throttle response, they're a hit all the way around. Everybody, I'm sure, is thinking cams are scary, but it's actually a really easy install. We've got a step-by-step install video. Anybody can do this in their own garage with some basic hand tools and some mechanical skills, but the cams are really easy to do. Go check out our YouTube video on the cam install and see how easy it is to get the performance out of this Pro R. Just a little side note on our drop-in cams, they do require a torque link tune, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So right now we're going to talk about our muffler. We're staying with the stock header right now. We're seeing some really big performance gains out of our slip-on muffler with all of our horsepower levels. So we'll just go there. So first we're going to talk about the placement of the muffler. Kind of sets low, got a nice Bikeman logo on the back. You can run it with your stock center plate. It looks really nice. Logo shines through. This exhaust really opens it up, lets it breathe, gives us really good throttle response, and we're seeing a 10 horsepower increase with our slip-on exhaust. And boy, does it have a great sound. I'll give you a little clip. This head modification allows us to run this car up to 9,000 RPM This engine is super robust. It's built super durable. This thing builds horsepower clear up over 9,000 RPM, and the torque curve is crazy. This allows us to run or outrun most turboed machines. Go ahead and talk tuning. So we use the Torque Link flash tool, proprietary to Bikeman Performance. We got a lot of time and development in this thing. All you have to do is purchase an ECU license, and then we add a license to your account for that bin, and you're ready to flash. And when you up your performance, whether you want just a tune and clutching, or a tune clutching muffler, tune clutching cams, extreme head, whatever performance upgrade you go, you've already paid for your license. And so the tunes with your performance upgrades from Bikeman are included in your ECU license. And so you can switch between tunes if you decide you want to go back to stock or kind of mess around with things. That's one cool thing about our tuning system, is it's all inclusive. So the different levels of tunes, we've got the tune with stock exhaust, and you're about a 10% gain. Once you add a slip-on muffler, you gain another 10 horsepower upon that first 10%. Cams are worth 30 horsepower, and the extreme air head is worth another 30 horsepower. So you can get this thing from the stock 225, 230 horsepower all the way up to 330 horsepower, and it's definitely noticeable. Well, we've kind of covered all the performance parts we have right now for the Pro R. I'm sure we're going to have lots more, so I know there's maybe some bigger displacement, maybe some stroke stuff coming down the road, so make sure you follow us for all of our performance for the Pro R, and can't wait to get you on the sand, in the desert, on the dirt. You won't be disappointed.